Good morning, Gloucester Christian. My name is John Witt, and I'm the youth pastor at Aldine United Methodist. Miss Wilde came to me and asked me if I would speak to you about some different things regarding NASA. I've done research for them in the past and done some work for them. So this morning I wanted to come talk to you about NASA, but I wanted to start out with, first off, what is NASA? NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. And it was founded in 1958 in response to keep up with Russia. You see, the Russians had launched a satellite, and it was the first of its kind. And a satellite is something that orbits the Earth, and they were the first ones to do that. So our country, in response to that, launched NASA. And the key job of NASA was responsible for outer space and for exploring what was in outer space, whether that be astronauts or unmanned explorations into space to see what was out there and to see what was going on there. So over the years, NASA sent many rockets, many satellites into space, and even many astronauts into space. So that was kind of NASA's job and why they were founded and why they still exist today. But what you may not know is that there's a lot of famous inventions that came out from NASA, and that was because NASA was trying to come up with ways for astronauts to do different things in space, and as a result what they found was those things they invented for the astronauts can actually be used here on Earth. So just a couple of things to highlight. If it wasn't for NASA, we wouldn't have water filters. Now most of your parents probably have water filters in their house, on their refrigerator or on the water coming into their house, and what it is where water comes in and gets filtered and purified so that you can drink it and that it's safe. You see, they had to do that in space for the astronauts, and then as a result, when they realized, oh yeah, that'll work here on Earth too. So we have them to thank for clean drinking water, really. Also, another example of something that came from NASA was cordless tools. You see, your parents or your dad especially probably has a cordless drill that runs on battery power and it does not have to be plugged in. And you see, we can thank NASA for that because they had to have a way to astronauts to be able to fix things or use tools in space without being able to plug them in. So they came up with cordless power tools. So again, that was a function and an invention from NASA. And then another one was smoke detectors. We have those in our house, and every year you get told about fire safety, I'm sure. But NASA invented smoke detectors to put in the International Space Station and other things that astronauts were in, so that if there was a fire of any sort, they would be notified right away, because fire is even more dangerous in space than it is down here. Another famous invention that we all use and take for granted is wireless communications, or cell phones. You see, astronauts needed a way to talk to each other wirelessly, so NASA developed headsets and other ways for them to talk to each other. And then as a result, that kind of pretty much morphed into the cell phone. So we can thank NASA for that as well. Another invention is a dustbuster. So if it wasn't for dustbusters, if it wasn't for NASA, we wouldn't have dustbusters. And a dustbuster is basically a cordless vacuum cleaner that runs on battery power. And again, they needed a way to use a vacuum cleaner up in space, but not have it plugged in. So they needed to run on battery power. So if it wasn't for NASA, we wouldn't have dustbusters either. And another one that's kind of interesting is an ear thermometer. You see, they needed to take a way to take an astronaut's temperature very quickly and through the ear. So we use them here on Earth, and we have them, but they were first invented by NASA for the astronauts. And the last invention I want to talk about, but by far one of my favorites, is sunglasses. You see, a lot of us wear them every day, especially in the summer. And NASA invented them because they needed a way for astronauts to be able to protect their eyes from the sun. So you see, if you ever see a picture of an astronaut, you see that big shield they're wearing over their face. And that basically led to the invention of sunglasses here for us every day. But the concept all started at NASA. So you see, NASA has contributed to our daily lives as well as our astronauts' safety and well-being too. Well, hopefully you got a lot out about learning about what NASA is and what they do. Next time, I'm going to come to you with some more stuff, and I'm going to tell you specifically about some of the research I did for NASA and some of the things I got to do for them. So stay tuned for our next video.